In a video posted today on Twitter, Nation of Islam president and longtime Democratic Party stalwart Louis Farrakhan called Jewish people stupid, quote, but then he clarified, he said this, "I'm not an anti-Semite, I'm anti-termite." You see what he's saying? So Twitter, which bans people for far less, has said it will not suspend Louis Farrakhan's account. And by the way, we're not complaining about that. We have repeatedly opposed and will continue to oppose tech companies deciding what can and cannot be said in public, even when it's ugly and lunatic, as that was. But we're going to have more on this. What are the standards those companies use to ban speech, and who exactly is getting banned? We're trying to find out. We're going to bring you the results of that tomorrow. Well, whether you're at a political rally or simply out to dinner with your family, it is becoming accepted wisdom on the left that anyone who disagrees is game for harassment. Even Hillary Clinton says that civility is pointless. How's this working, by the way, for America and the Democratic Party? John Summers is former communications director for Senator Harry Reid of Nevada, and he joins us tonight. John, thanks a lot for coming on. So first, I want to get your take on the man we just spoke to, who was the executive director of Allegheny County, Pennsylvania Democratic Party, not some random apparatchik, but he ran the party. And he was kicked out because he said, and I'm quoting now, "I stand for the flag and I kneel for the cross." What does that tell you that you can't say that as a Democrat in 2018?
It bothers me, frankly, that this is something that he posted a year ago and they hired him anyway. So, again, it's not lost on me how old that post is, and they still chose to hire him. So I think that's fine that they decided to hire him even after that post. Bothers me that they actually fired him a year later because of it.
Wait, so I'm confused. What do you mean, despite what's wrong with that post? I stand for the flag and I kneel for the cross. I think most Americans feel that way. Why would that be a bad thing to write?
Because we know that this is obviously something that goes against what Colin Kaepernick is standing for, or kneeling for, as the case may be, as we talk about the injustices done to African American people. But I do think it's important to remember, as we talk about this incivility on the left, that the Allegheny County Party is one of 67 county parties in Pennsylvania.
Well, sure,
one of
right.
thousands of county parties across the country.
Look, I'm not saying he's been nominated for example. It's one, but hold on, no, but we can even take that out of this conversation and get to what you are saying, which is that this is troubling because, and I'm quoting you now, it goes against what Colin Kaepernick is saying. Is Colin Kaepernick in charge of the Democratic Party? Isn't he like a football player or a Nike spokesman? Like, who cares what Colin Kaepernick
That's not all what I said, Tucker. What I said is that it bothers me that they decided a year later it was problematic. And it's probably because they got a lot of heat. I mean, we know that the people who are involved in county parties, both on the Republican and the Democratic side, are the people who are involved in those are the most passionate activists.
Right. No,
you
I
can
agree.
Find.
No,
so
I get it. I get it.
That's a lot of what happened here.
But I'm just trying, but leaving aside even the Allegheny County Party, I just wonder, simple question, is it okay to say that? If I say, I stand for the flag and I kneel for the cross, I'm a sincere Christian and a patriotic American, can I be a Democrat in good standing, or am I a racist for saying that? That's the question.
No, you should be a Democrat in good standing. It's a big tent that help that a lot of people are a part of, and you should be a part of it. I'm bothered by the fact that they bothered. Sorry, I'm having a hard time talking. I'm bothered by the fact that they fired him over this, particularly since it was something that happened well over a year ago. They knew about this. If it was bothersome then they should have not hired him in the first place.
Would it be okay? And of course, I agree with that part completely, though they may not have seen it. And I think the party's changing, though. That maybe really is the point. But I'm bothered by this theme I have seen, which is really not mistakable, that anyone who says the country, flawed, of course, had a civil war over its flaws, continue to fight about its flaws, but basically it's a good place, better than any other place. It's not an inherently racist country. Our justice system's not inherently racist. Cops aren't shooting people because of their skin color. That may happen, but in general, it does not happen. That's why so many Africans move here. If you say that, they're like, what? White supremacist? I mean, I'm serious. What is that about?
There is no better place than America. There is no hate, and there is no better place than America. I think we can all agree about that. But there are some problems that we have here. There is institutionalized racism. We know we do have situations where more African Americans are pulled over by police officers than white people. We know that. The data is there to back that up. But that doesn't make America not great.
We don't know that, actually.
Yes, we do. It's not hard to find the data. I think it's called Google.
No. it's hard to interpret what the data mean, actually. Numbers are not the same as reality. They are a measurement of a phenomenon, but they don't explain what the phenomenon is caused by. So actually, there's a debate about this. And to say institutional racism is not actually an explanation, it's a slur. So, but I guess, why is it that so many Democratic candidates, how can Beto O'Rourke, not his real name, Robert O'Rourke, stand up and say, our justice, cops kill people because of their skin color, when that's just not true? It doesn't happen on a large scale at all. We know that's not true. Why does nobody say anything about that? What about all the black cops out there?
Tell me how the chair of the GOP county party in Kansas can get away with calling his opponent a radical socialist kickboxing lesbian who he wants to send back to the reservation.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Someone said that?
Again, it's called Google and it's out there.
Okay,
Fortunately, they fired him over that. But we do have very real problems here. And I think the things that you're pointing out are not just issues on the left, but we see these sorts of attacks on the right as well. And that includes
that's just not true. That's not true. Actually, people are not. Look, yeah, there are wackos on the right for sure, obviously, but there are not a lot of